Pretty tired right now. I'm recording this at like 2 a.m. and I'm gonna be talking about the Fate Stay Night series and my experiences with it. And I tried actually recording this before, and what I realized is I didn't actually explain what Fate is. So for any newcomers who are just listening to this video because they wanted to see what I was doing, Fate is a series based off a not a light novel, it was a game. I would say it's the kind of game where you have to click to choose your own routes. And Fate Stay Night was a really popular one. So there are three main routes, the Fate Stay Night route, then there's Ultimate Blade Works, and you have Heaven's Feel. The difference between the three of them is there's a different main girl in each of them. So the first main girl is Saber. Second main girl is Rin Sosuka, which is a tsundere, my favorite. And the third girl is Sakura. So it starts off with the typical main character, edgy teen kind of guy, and he gets roped up in this war with 7 servants and 7 masters. The servants are heroes summoned from a holy grail to fight against each other, and once all the servants are dead, a holy grail will manifest and will grant one wish to the wielder of the holy grail. And in each of them, the main guy starts off by dying, and then he gets healed, and then things kind of progress off from there. So when it comes to the first arc with Saber, which is one of the characters, you've probably seen her before. I mean, there's like 7 redrawings of her. It's called the Saber Face series. I don't really know. It's not very good. There's no really good adaptation for it from terms of manga or anime. I've heard the anime is absolute trash. I've read the manga when I was younger, when I was like 7. It was okay back then because I was 7 and I didn't really have any expectations for it. So I actually managed to finish reading through. But I tried to reread it recently and it didn't really hold up. Then the second route you have is the Ultimate Blades Works route. There is a movie and there's an anime. I've only ever really watched the anime, and I think everyone knows it's a good anime. Like, the ranking is really high. Made by Ufotable, which is known for their amazing animations. The story is pretty good, pretty consistent throughout. I found the ending was a bit weird in a sense, but so when someone tells me Fate Stay Night, you always think of Fate Stay Night Ultimate Blade Works. It is just such a strong introduction to the series. Then the last one is Heaven's Feel, which is split up into 3 movies. And I don't really want to spoil anything, but it gets really weird around the second and third movie. Like, weird in a really good way. It takes a lot darker turns, very different from the other 2 routes. But unfortunately, the ending of the third movie isn't the greatest, mind anybody actually. I'm not saying you shouldn't watch it. The first movie is not as strong as the second movie. The second movie bangs. The third movie bangs throughout, except for the ending, but it's just the ending, so who really cares too much? Not the best introduction to the Fate series. I would actually recommend watching it after you watch the prologue. But still a strong contender up there in terms of good content. Yeah, there's a prologue. The prologue's called Fate Zero, and it explores what happens before the main storyline. It's also really good. Honestly, I would recommend this first before watching any other Fate Stay Night things. But that's really up to you. It is very good. Like, coming from the time it came from and the environment of anime at the time is a lot different, and I remember it was a lot darker. There were some parts where people were being killed left and right, and the main character had to make some really tough decisions on ethics and what is right and what is a hero in a sense. So that is like the main Fate Stay Night series. But obviously the character you see in front of you is not going to show up in any of those because this is Ereshkigal, which funnily enough I thought was in the beginning. So there's also the Fate Grand Order Demonic Battlefront Babylonia, which is another anime, and I actually really like that one. It's not made by Ufotable, but the animation is really strong contender. It's like really up there. The story is great. I like how the characters they had their own personality and they were spread out. Unfortunately, a lot of people haven't watched it because to get into it, you need to understand the Fate Ghost series, Fate Grand Order, which is a computer game, and it is honestly not the best game. I hear the 5th and 7th and 6th arc actually get a lot better. When you first get into it, it's just a typical gacha game with not a strong plot and quite mediocre gameplay. So I actually dropped it in the second arc. Anyway, back to Grand Order Demonic Front Babylonia. So there's this girl who gets possessed by the goddess Ishtar and Ereshkigal, which they explain in the anime. And coincidentally, she looks like Rin. I think that was partially the reason why I found it, because I like Rin. I like the tsundere kind of girl, and Ishtar is useless in like a Tsuntsun kind of way, and Ereshkigal in front of you is the dare girl. So she's really loving and kind. I don't know. I won't say loving. It's like sweet, romantic. I don't know. Nice. Other Fate series to look out for. There's Fate Apocrypha. I know a lot of people liked it. I didn't really like it too much. I feel like there was way too many characters. A lot of things were going on. It's like smashing of swords and all that stuff, and I had no idea who was what. At one point, William Shakespeare appeared. I don't know. It's like everyone accepts that he's a hero. When I saw that first, and I was like, no, what? Funnily enough, there's a guy or a girl who is called Astolfo, and she was best. He was best girl of the season that the anime released, and I thought that was really funny. You should really like search into that. It's crazy. The best girl list from that year was crazy. I think Item was one of the best girls. Yeah. But yeah, there was too many things going on. I thought I would like really enjoy the moderate kind of girl character. She was like spunky, wild kind of girl. But they didn't really develop her. Instead, they just developed everything that was going on. And there was 12 different servants and 12 different masters. So imagine trying to keep track of 24 different people. I could not. I remember there was one part where Mordred and the Saber of Red and the Saber of Black were fighting each other. And it looked really great. There was this massive column of red and blue light, and things were flying everywhere. But I did not understand who any of these characters were, so they were just bright, flashy lights, and I dropped it. Other than that, there's also the Case Files of Lord Mel Alloy 2. It's not the best. I thought it was really interesting, the concept. So the main character is not a powerful magician, so it's not these big flashy battles, but it's more of a detective sort of series where they try to solve mysteries related to magic. I can't really say too much about it because I didn't finish it, but the part that I did watch was very interesting, to say the least. Other than that, there's also Fate Calais Linear Prisma. I've not watched that either. It's definitely not my cup of tea. It's magical girl lolly stuff. And if you don't know me yet, but I do not like anything to do with lollies. My friend also really likes the Fate cooking show. So it's where they have the characters from Fate Stay Night and they just come over and cook food. It's really wholesome, it's really sweet. I've watched like an episode of it. It was too wholesome for me. I need a bit of spice in there. But if you like that kind of wholesome kind of content, my friend really, really recommends it quite strongly. So that would be all of the mainline, all of the Fate anime series I watched. Oh no, not yet. There's Fate Last Encore. It's not made by Studio Ufotable, so it doesn't look very good. There's a lot of weird colors. I watched the first 2 episodes and I think they should give an epilepsy warning. I dropped it. You realize I drop a lot of things, don't you? I don't know if I really like anime that much. So yeah, that's my entire experience with the Fate series. Hope you like what I've been talking about, or at least like what I'm drawing. If you have anything to contribute to this kind of conversation, just leave a comment, and thank you.